The only podcast coming through your beat stereo. It's Cherie's World, so let's go around like a merry-go. Plug your phone in, make sure it got a full battery. Download it Wednesday, listen to it Saturday. She cover all topics, whatever you after. She got ball players, authors, doctors, actors, rappers, singers, entrepreneurs, divas, leaders. Androids or Apple, turn up your speakers. Trying to shoot my shot like the vaccine. Whether it's Cherie or Maxine, whether the podcast or acting, she that queen. PYT, you know what that mean. Saw you on TV and touch the screen. Touch on you, I plead Lucy's got a crush on you. It'll mean the world to get a blush from you. Teaspoon to me, leave you sleep like Robitussin do.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump into it. Welcome everybody to Cherie's World Podcast. I got Courtney back in the house with me, so we know it's gonna be a good day. I also got a middle linebacker from the NFL in the house, and his name is Boomer Mays. What's up, Boomer?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Are you kidding me? Thank you so much for being here. You got me blushing over here with them deep dimples.
Oh, yeah, I've been told that once or twice.
I love them. So, how's the year been treating you, babe?
Not too bad. It's finally starting to get cold here in Kansas, so it's like 40 degrees. But other than that, I mean, the year's gone by so fast this year. It seems like I've just been busy, and then it seems like the older I get, time flies every year. It's kind of scary.
Time definitely flies. Like it was just 10 o'clock in the morning. I can't believe that I'm already on with you. So you're in Kansas right now, and you're with one of my homies.
What's that?
I said, you're with one of my homies, Mr. Willie Gay.
Oh, Willie Gay. I don't actually know him personally, but yeah.
Yeah. And so awesome.
You watch a lot of football then.
Oh, I'm a straight football girl. I'm from Pittsburgh.
Oh, all right.
So, yes. I'm a born Steelers fan. So how long have you been playing?
Playing football in the NFL.
No, I want to get all in your business. Like when you was a little boy, how old was you when you started playing?
I was about 6, I believe, 6 or 7. I started with like flag football, and then when I was in second grade is when I first did tackle football.
Wow. How did you fall in love with the game?
My dad played, and my brother played, and cousins, and everybody around me played. So I was the youngest, so all of them played. I only got to watch them play, and they wouldn't let me like go hang out with them or anything like that. So I could only watch it on TV until I was old enough to actually play.
That is amazing. So your dad was professional?
Yeah.
Can you tell us who your daddy is?
Yeah, his name's Byron Mays. He played in Division II in college, and then played arena football and then Canadian football. Was on practice squads for a little bit.
So you basically grew up on the field.
Kind of, yeah.
I love it. Did he coach you? Was he like your earliest coach?
Yeah, actually, he coached me growing up, and then he was even my high school coach too. So, yeah.
That's amazing. And what did your mama feel about her baby getting tackled?
Well, I don't think she minded because I was not only a running back, I was a linebacker too. And I mean, my older brother played, and she didn't mind that. So, I mean, I don't think she had too much of an objection to it. If she did, she didn't never told me. So,
go ahead, Courtney. I'm sorry, I see you inching.
Oh, so you in Kansas City?
Yeah, that's where I'm from. Yep, I'm here now.
So, Arthur Bryant's or Gates?
Oh, Arthur Bryant's is good for the food, but I like Gates sauce. Yeah. Mild.
Yeah.
I take it easy on everything.
I spent a lot of good time down in Kansas City. You know.
All right.
Yeah. So what's it like being coached by Andy Reid?
So when I was there, he was actually like more off to the side. He didn't really was like a hands-on. And in Kansas City in practice, they never yell at you, so you never get yelled in practice.
Really?
That's something most people don't know. Is like if you mess up, come up and talk to you. Practices were long, but it was real laid back. Like the coaches, real easygoing kind of demeanor. But and Reed, he was cool. I mean, he just like oversee like everything when it came to practice. But obviously, he's going to spend more time with the offensive side than he would defense. Right. So you're around the coordinators and position coaches more in practice than you are like the head coach.
I want to learn about your journey, right? Because we have a lot of like student athletes that watch this show.
All
What
right.
do you think was the driving force to your success to make you stick with it and keep going? Oh,
That has always been like so everybody when they're younger, they always have a goal or something they always want to do, whatever their dream is. But it seems like the older you get, that kind of gets pushed off to the side if it doesn't work out like immediately. And this has always been something I've always wanted to do. So it's always like your driving force, really. And then everything you do, you try to do for that specifically. Like if you wanted to play football, basketball, and you go to school for that, you just got to always remember, like, this is what I've always wanted to do. This is what it takes to get there. But it's not always easy. I mean, the tough days is where everybody gives up. If you can get through those, then that's when you see, all your dreams and goals come in fruition.
so you manifested your journey from a little
Yeah.
boy. That's going to be me on that screen right there. Did you have a team that you wanted to play for?
No, I actually never really had a favorite team because I mean, there's teams like at times I like one time I liked the Rams, another time the Raiders, but it's always just been just to actually just play it because I guess when you're younger, you don't actually see as a favorite team always if it's not pushed on you. You just see the game itself, like being able to play.
And that's awesome. It
Yeah.
wasn't. Was there ever a time during your journey when you thought, maybe I need to have, second thoughts in another path that I'm thinking of? Did you ever want to give up?
Oh yeah. I mean, shoot, that happens almost. It seems like weekly. All it takes is just one rough day or one thing to go wrong. It's like, man, I'm sick of this. But then you just start thinking about all the hard work that you put into it so far. That's like, if I quit and give up, all that was for nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you, and I laugh so hard because as an actress, I have those days often, especially
Yeah.
especially now, since I have children and things. It's kind of like,
Yeah. See, when I started getting friends that were actors and stuff like that, it was amazing, like how much like that profession with like professional sports is like almost like the same. I mean, what you're doing is different, but I mean, it's the same structure. You got to get up every day, and when you don't feel like a headache,
yeah.
and you got to do something sometimes over and over again until you get it right. And it just seems like it just drags sometimes, and then other days it's like, man, that went so well. So
Do you have like a workout routine? Because you got to stay in shape, even off season. Is there
yeah.
something tell me about your routine?
So when I'm not signed in an off season, I'll work out 5 to 6 days a week. Usually start about 10:30 and end about 4:30 in the afternoon. And I start off with drills and conditioning first on the field, then go to the weight room and do a lift, which is usually about 2 hours. And then I usually go back and do a cardio session for like 45 minutes. So
So you work out for 2 hours and then you go back, which means like you give your body a rest, you probably get something to eat, you relax, and then you go back and do a cardio session.
yeah, cardio is real lax. It's like a 45-minute run on treadmill, but that's it actually seems bad, but it's actually not that bad. That's like the best part because, like, after you run and then you get out of breath and then catch your breath again and you just feel relaxed, it helps my muscles, it helps my endurance, cardio, and all that. And I think it like lessens the soreness because you're getting your muscles fired back up a little bit and getting all the lactic acid out. So,
I was in the backyard jumping
but the problem with oh, you jump rope?
well, for 20 minutes, I've been jumping rope all week and I want to die. I can't breathe.
There you go. Yeah. See, the more you do it, you'll build up your endurance and win and be like, man, I want to go for it. Instead of 20 minutes, now it's 30 minutes. And then you'll just be worked up to like 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna work on that because my goal is a 4-pack. I don't think I'll ever get my 6-pack back, but if I can get a 4-pack back by summer, I'm gonna think I'm doing something.
Oh, you'll have that by probably St. Patrick's Day, honestly.
Okay.
Is
Is there a song that you listen to when you work out that gets you pumped up?
It's funny you should say that. It's whatever song gets stuck in my head either that day or I see it on TV or something. Whatever song gets stuck in my head, if I play that, it makes it go by so much faster because I just play it over and over. You know how you get one good song that you just hearing at that time? I'll play it for like 20 minutes on repeat. Yeah.
I think that's what I need to do. I've been outside and it's been pretty silent. So I need to turn on some music and won't feel
Yeah,
like
see,
nothing.
it's hard. Whenever you do like running or maybe a long lip, it's hard doing it in silence. You got to have some kind of music because otherwise it just seems boring and it drags. But it kind of takes your mind off when you have music. So I definitely recommend that.
I'm on it. Court.
Yeah, I lived in like 4 football cities, and I will say, can you tell everybody the type of fans that Kansas City has? I mean, I think they're the most diehard football fans.
Yeah, see, the thing is, they got the loudest fans in the world. So no matter what you, even if you're there for one day or maybe you a kicker or it doesn't matter what you do, they all remember you.
Yeah,
Because I mean, this is like in this area, one of the few professional teams around the Kansas City area is football. And then, you got the soccer, but when it comes to football, we're the only one. There's no other football team around for shoot, 2 states.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Wow. Yeah, I
Wow.
didn't think about that. So that explains it. Yeah, because I mean, I'd never seen anything like that. I mean, because I'm from Chicago, so
All
I
right.
mean, Bears fans, we wishy washy. It's more like a corporate event. Everybody had a corporate. It's a people go there to hang out, and But I mean, those Chiefs fans are just. I mean, even the what they call it, what you do before the game, uh, not Watergate. Why am I saying Watergate? Tailgate.
Tailgate.
Yeah, the tailgating is like, I mean, they start like at 5:30 in the morning. It's jam
Oh,
packed.
yeah. So the highway is like gridlock backed up just for the tailgate alone.
Yeah,
I mean, the tailgate's the atmosphere, and then everybody trickles into the game after that.
yep.
And then after the game, they go right back out to the tailgate.
Yeah, it's damn near like a college town. I mean, I think they had the best fans. I just never seen anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Shoot, you're from Chicago then. I mean, you go to the Bears games
Yeah, but it's
often?
not like I'm telling you, the Chicago Bears fans
Nah.
are not like Chiefs fans.
You might need to come to Pittsburgh, my
Yeah, well,
love.
I got friends in
Uh-oh.
Pittsburgh. They don't like the Steelers like that.
I
Not
was
like,
like, we're dedicated.
not like them Chiefs fans.
But
See,
what
I like this James Harrison. That's the one I like.
I do too.
The bad dude.
He's got character. I want somebody with character that I can feel like I get to know the people that are on the field because it makes me like them and it makes me like the team more.
Yeah. See, I think that's something that's started like a few years back with especially with football, as these guys started building like a personal level with the fans. And
Yeah.
they do that, with Instagram and Twitter and all that. And it seems like they're more involved with the community that they play in. So like players from the Chiefs, then I mean they're involved with stuff in Kansas City, Pittsburgh. I'm sure they do the same. And it seems like that's been growing more and more, which is I think why they got such like a big strong fan base because everybody wants to watch them because they're like know them on a personal level now.
I love the fact that you mentioned social media. Social media is actually how I got in touch with Boomer. Baby, what is your relationship like with social media? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Or is it like, eh?
Well, see, at first I hated it because I all my social media accounts I've never actually made. My friends always made them for me. Like, man, you don't have a Facebook? I'm gonna make you one now. That's literally how it started. And then I get tagged in pictures, and then I get a bunch of likes. I'm like, all right. Everybody keeps asking me to post stuff, and then I do, and then that's how I built it.
That's
Like
awesome.
I was never even a social media person other than just how some people communicate with me if they don't have a phone or something like that. They just message me on there. And then it just slowly built, and then within 2 years is where it's at now.
Now, I'm not trying to get you in any trouble, but I know it'd be going down in my DMs. I get all kind of inappropriate things. People are, they send me pictures that I didn't ask for that I don't want to see, but I do pass them along so my homegirls could see them too. But I'm no football player. So what's going down in your DMs? Oh no, he's frozen. Court, you're not.
Is he frozen?
Yeah, he's frozen. Can you see him?
Oh, there he goes. He's back.
Oh, he came back. Okay, so do you have both of them on the screen? Because I've got two boomers.
Yeah, I got 2 of them too. Which one do I
Yeah.
delete? Okay, I see which
Wait,
one. Okay,
how do we get rid of the other one?
I got it.
Boomer?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, he's still. I was like, you froze, and we had two of you. It was amazing. Okay, so I don't know if you heard what I said. I said I'm not trying to get you in any kind of trouble or anything, but I know it goes down in my DMs, right? I get all kind of inappropriate pictures, advances, marriage proposals. I'm not a football player, so I can just imagine what your DMs look like, Boomer.
Well, that's news to me because mine's pretty plain. I don't get none of that. Ain't nobody propose me.
Really?
Not honestly, what I get mostly is like teenagers and some college athletes. Like I get everybody that plays sport mostly. Like I don't get like just. I guess it's pretty narrow crowd that I get. It's always like teens and college athletes.
That's awesome. That's awesome, and it's wholesome. I don't know what I've done to attract what I attract. I'm not one of those half naked girls, you know what I'm saying, on IG, but my I'll show you one day. It'd be going down in my DMs.
So you get a lot of messages. They're full all the time.
Oh yeah, they're always full. Courtney gets pissed. He doesn't like checking my DMs.
Oh, he probably checks them and gets 10 more as soon as he checks one. So he's like, man, forget this.
Oh man, it's going on all day, man. It's alerts all night. I don't know how somebody could sleep like that. I thought I had turned it off, but it's still going on. Like
I don't have my alerts on. The alerts have never been on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just going off all night.
You know what the next step is?
The
next step is people going to start showing up your house, knocking at your door. That's what's going to happen next.
They've done that, honey. They've done that for the past 40 years. I move every 5 years to stop it from happening.
Man.
What a life.
Yeah. People are weird. It doesn't happen to you? I'm surprised you don't get the girls like, you know.
The thing I get is people that know me or know where I live, they'll drive by and honk and wave and stuff if they see me outside. But other than that, I mean, I don't get in the middle of the night, someone trying to get in the house.
You don't get the panties on the doorknob and stuff?
No, not yet, at least. But now that you mentioned it, I'll probably get probably somebody's old socks in my luck.
We're not entertaining that, ladies. He is not interested in that. I'm just asking if his experience is like my experience. Boomer, you're still really young, right? You still got a lot of game in you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Sorry. So, Boomer, you're still really young, right? But have you started thinking about life after ball?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I started thinking about that way before, back in college, honestly. One of the things I like doing is business. So, like, all the, like, my endorsements and stuff like that and sponsors, like, I try to, like, pick the owner's mindset and, like, how they operate. Just because I kind of like that because it seems like a very laid back, the way they run it, and it's not physical, so I won't have to be, waking up early all the time, working out, going to practice, and honestly, just anything that piques my interest. So yeah, I've definitely given it a thought.
I like that. Are you saving your money and not spending it all on the girls and
Oh yeah, I'm pretty cheap, so I don't spend nothing.
Good. I like that.
Now, if they want to spend money on me, I'm all for it.
Hey, make sure that it's even. And when you do spend your money, please make sure that they're worthy.
All right, yeah.
And they're there for the right reasons. And I don't know if you have sisters, but if you need one to rough them up and ask them some questions, I'm right here.
You're the first person I'm calling there. I'm going to take you up on it.
Oh, I'm serious too. Let me see you posting pictures. I'm going to be like, what is this? when you got the number, go ahead and call. You're talking about business owners and stuff. I see on your page right now you have something called Mars Bar. Can you tell me about Mars?
Yeah, so Mars Bar was the guy that created it is a friend of my dad's. He owns a gym, and he created this new kind of squat bar, which you don't have to use your hands, and it doesn't put strain on your shoulders or anything. And it basically forces you to have perfect form so you can't get hurt. And I'm like one of the first people that helped kind of market him. And it's all over the place now. we're actually going out to Vegas next week for the Mr. Olympia because he goes to that every year, and he's gonna advertise it and talk to people. I mean, he's got people blowing up his phone and asking, "Will you come to Vegas? You come to Vegas?" So it's gonna be pretty fun.
So is that one of the companies that you might be taking over in the future?
I don't know if he'll let me take over, but that's one of the ones I'm gonna keep bugging him about. If I could just keep hanging on and just see what's going on with it. But yeah, there's not that many. It's only him and his business partner, and then 2 or 3 of us that help out. So
there's definitely room for you and room to grow.
I hope, unless they just get sick of me.
I doubt it. How did you pick your college? I know that a lot of kids right now have submitted their applications and they are waiting for their acceptance letters to come in, right? And
yeah,
thank God a lot of kids are going to get more than one and they're going to have to make a choice. So how did you choose which college was right for you?
First, it came down to which one's going to offer me the full scholarship, because honestly, it's hard to pay for college. Not that it's impossible and should discourage anybody from going, but it makes things so much easier if you can get it paid for at, no matter what level you're going. And then honestly, the coach that was recruiting me at the time, he was one of the most honest ones out of all of them. He told me exactly what it is. He told me the situation. And then the university, nice university, had a great business school. It's Northern Illinois, is right next to Chicago. And then they were a winning program. I mean, they were beating everybody at the time when I was getting recruited by them. And then when I got there, we built like a dynasty there. So it was people, the coach, and then honesty, and then being able to pay for all my school. So that's how I chose.
You've had an amazing journey. How instrumental do you feel that the college was to get you to the next level?
Oh yeah, that was, wouldn't say the most, but it's pretty significant to help, because that's like the next stage to bring you there. It preps you for everything, even if you don't even go to professional football, but for getting a job and going off into the real world. That's as close as you can get to prepping you as possible. If you take college seriously, and at least whatever it is you want to do, you apply that through school, you'll pretty much come out on top. That's what I learned anyway.
What do you think the key was for you going to the NFL? Was it a coach? Was it your tapes? Because I know you guys make these little films that you send out to the NFL teams.
Yeah, like tapes.
Yeah. What do you think really that you did that set yourself apart maybe from the rest of the guys that were trying to go with you?
One, I know I came from, because they know the way I was coached, and then I came from a winning program. And then 2 was my statistics. But one of the biggest things is I never missed a practice, and I was never late to a meeting. And then I never done drugs or anything like that, so they never had to worry about me and then not getting hurt. And then I had records I set. So all of that added up. And then, simple put, it's like a no-brainer when they think about it, because it's somebody that's going to be available to them.
He's professional. He's never been late. He was on time and early and checked in with me 10 minutes prior and asked if you feel good. Most people don't do that. And I was like, yes, baby, yes, we are ready.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that just that, never being late. I'm never late too. I'm one of those people who try my hardest. If I tell you that I'm going to do something, I keep my word. Keeping your word, being professional, being prepared, and being on time will take you more than somebody who might have a little bit more talent than you, but is lackadaisical and disrespectful with other people's times. So yeah,
it's all about being available to them. If you're reliable, that's what they care about the most, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Work with that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how do you think drugs is gonna no, I shouldn't say drugs. How do you think something like marijuana is going to affect the NFL now? I heard new things about them being more relaxed with marijuana now.
Well, the thing with that, it comes down to like the science of it. They say, obviously it has medical properties. It helps guys relax, and then it's good for muscles, and you got joint pain and stuff like that. I think they're looking at it more from like a therapeutic side, like a medical side, it rather than just as all these guys want to go out and just party and
Yeah.
smoke kind of deal. But I say that I feel like if they let that, they're going to control it, and then like I don't know, you have to do it and through their eyes and their way rather than just going home and self-administering kind of deal.
This is weird because I watched that documentary, The Last Dance, and right
yeah,
the 90s was so different. After the game, everybody's drinking beer, drinking shots in the room, and then Dennis Rodman drinks 2 Miller Lights and get on a motorcycle and drives off. Like, you know what I mean? The 90s was so different. Now here it is. You've never heard anybody, a story of someone smoking weed and having and being in the car. I mean, I'm sure it probably has happened, but it's never like what you hear about with drunk driving. But here it is. We're still some of these places are still so behind on marijuana's bad. Like, it sounds so ridiculous. Then you see the way things used to be. People get in the locker room and just get drunk before and after the game. Yeah. I remember when a couple of guys I knew had just signed with the Bulls and they were getting drunk. I don't want to say their name, getting drunk right before the game because they knew there was the last game and they weren't making the playoffs in 2002. So, I mean, they got just drunk.
They can't do that in the NFL.
They shouldn't do it anywhere.
They shouldn't be doing it, but
period.
I don't doubt that goes on at all. I mean, nothing surprises me at this point. Well, I recommend that. Obviously not, but yeah, that stuff goes on.
Wow. I always thought that the NFL was like way more strict than the NBA because I knew my homies played for the NBA when I was like, a young adult, and they would come in the city, they'd be there for like 3 days, right? So the first phone call I would get is, what's popping tonight? Where we going? So they were always trying to go out and see something or do something. My friends who played for the NFL, they flew in. And most of the time, they flew in before the game. They had a practice. If they were there that night, they had bed check. They went to the game and they were out. Like they were in and out. There was no free hanging out and going to the clubs and stuff.
Yeah. So you got to think with basketball, they play so many games. Like if they go to a city, they're there for like almost a week because they got 2-3 different games they play. In football, you're going there for just one game and one day at only. So you get there the day before, probably do a walk around on the field, do meetings, then you have dinner, then that's it. And then the next day is a game. And immediately after the game, they don't take you back to the hotel. We go back to the airport. But basketball, they got a little more time because there's so many games they play. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like baseball. I mean, baseball, they go out and play a game and then turn around and play 9 rounds of golf right after. So it's just, how they look at it.
Insane. Do you think that structure is what has you so professional now, though?
I think it plays a part, but I do also understand like football is impact. So you got to have so much time to recover because you only got 7 days before you play again. But, like basketball or baseball, even though there's wear and tear of bodies, but they're not necessarily running into each other and hitting the ground always. So just, it's give and take with both sports. But honestly, I like getting my rest. I don't like always being on my feet if I got to play a game. So that weighs into consideration.
What's two-a-days like? I remember I only played high school football, but our two-a-days was like gruesome. In the summer, it was always August, and it was like hot as hell. But what's y'all two-a-days like? I mean, because back in the 90s, we didn't have no real water.
No rules.
We drank out of a water hose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So two-a-days, honestly, now is easier than one practice a day because two-a-days, your first practice might be full pad, but your second practice is probably helmets only, and it's only like an hour. And then you get that time off in between. But if you got one practice a day, you have meetings all throughout the day, then practice and more meetings. They kind of leave you alone on two-a-days. But, I mean, with all these rule changes, there's only so much you can do. It's not like the old school where you just full pads, they hitting you for 2 hours, you live and stuff like that. It's much more laid back. But now when I was in New Orleans, when I was with the Saints, that was no joke. Two-a-days was old school down there. And we were just in helmets. And it was hot. So that's the only place where two-a-days has been rough, was there.
And you had that coach in New Orleans that was what was that the planned hits y'all was doing? What was that? What they called that? What was that? What the coach get in trouble for down there?
Playing hits. You talking about the bounty deal?
The bounty hunt. Yeah, the bounty. Yeah, y'all was, and you were on the defense.
I mean,
how much did he pay you to knock somebody out?
I didn't get a dime.
I thought that's what he was doing.
Well, see what it is. Every team does it. It's like if me and you are playing, like if we're standing on the sideline, getting ready to go in, be like, "Hey, boom! Hey, if I get an interception, you got to give me $100." I'm like, "Well, if I get one, you got to give me $200." All right, bet. And then we go in like that. Okay. It's more so the game you play with each other to keep it fun. It's not necessarily like I want to go out and try to kill this guy, try to hurt him.
So the coach wasn't paying y'all to go hurt nobody?
I mean, I didn't get nothing, but I ain't gonna say nothing. But
what's that coach name?
You don't know. He don't know. That ain't got nothing to do with him. He don't know nothing about that. I'm here to look. Big sister interrupted. Boomer, since you manifest your destiny, right? What are we going to see next from you?
Well, that's a good question. I haven't thought that far yet. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing and hopefully build on that. Absolutely. What I learned is, I mean, if you set yourself up for success, it's guaranteed. You just got to position yourself there to succeed. Kind of like, you know, act. I'm sure. Did you go to acting school?
No, I teach. I mean, I did. Okay, let me be honest. I took 3 acting classes, right? But I had a job while I took those 3 acting classes, and I told my mom I wasn't going to do this because they handed me a script to Heidi, and it was this thick. But I had to learn my lines to go to work and perform on Friday.
All right.
And I was like, I'm gonna be a kid. I'm not. I quit.
So when you got your first break, how did it happen?
It was a fluke. I auditioned. I was 6 years old. I auditioned 7 times for the same job. And after the 7th time, the president of NBC told my uncle, who was the creator of the show, to give me the job.
Well, see, even that, like 6 times auditioning, you just over and over, just keep pushing for it. And eventually you get through no matter how many times it takes.
Absolutely.
And essentially that's what you do in anything else. And that's what I did. It's just taking a little longer, but I mean, essentially you just got to keep doing it and don't give up.
I'm one of those people who don't take no for an answer. I've always been told that no isn't a no. It means not right now or maybe something else. So I'm kind of pushy. Courtney will tell you that. I'm sure I get on his nerves because I'm pushy. I try not to do it in a mean way, but I want what I want, and I'm not going to stop till I get what I want.
That's the mindset you got to have, no matter what.
I love it. Do you have anything else for him, Court, before I let him go?
Well, I just tell me what's the best thing you love about Kansas City?
The food.
Food?
We got the best barbecue in the world, man.
Look at the smile. He meant that. You know what? I don't think I've ever had Kansas City barbecue, so I'm gonna have to put that on the list. Sean, the guy who played Waldo, he's a foodie, so maybe me and Sean need to come up and watch a game and eat.
You know what I like about Kansas City, Cherie? Their airport. Like, you can just walk, you just pull up, walk right into the airport and leave. It's that's
that's right.
Because the food?
No, the airport is just easy. It's easy access.
Because it's small.
Smaller than, like, you know, Dallas and Chicago, and LA,
Yeah, you can see the runway from the pull up, and it's security check and everything is right there, and you're at the terminal when you pull up.
Right there.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it.
So, Boomer, what do you want the audience to know about you?
All the good stuff, I guess. I don't know what to pick out.
I don't know if there's any bad thing. I did my digging. And there's nothing bad about Mr. Boomer Mays. Do me a favor, Boomer. Will you look into the camera? And will you say your name? And will you say that you're going to be on Cherie's World podcast?
This is Boomer Mays. I'm going to be on Cherie's World podcast.
Hey, quick question. Did you practice against Patrick Mahomes?
I didn't. I practiced against Breeze when I was in New Orleans.
Oh, you did?
Wait a minute. But that's right. You played for New Orleans. Were you there when Billy Miller was there?
Billy Miller. I don't recognize the name. I was there right after they brought in, I think, Darren Sproles, and it was 2016 when I was there.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, he's old. I went to high school with him. That's why I was asking.
All right.
So you practiced against Drew Brees, huh?
Yeah, it was a rough one.
What kind of competitor was he?
He's exactly what you think. It actually got me chewed out thanks to him because I have a drop step, and the coach was asking me, "Hey, what's your drop step?" And I kept telling him 10 to 12 yards back, right outside the hash. He goes, "There's a problem. If this is Drew right here, you don't have enough time. You need to be running right now before the ball snap." I'm like, "What sense does that make?" And then, sure enough, in practice, as soon as Drew gets the ball, he takes it and slings it. Like, I mean, he knows where his receiver is supposed to be. If he's not there, he don't care. He throws it, and it's like a missile coming out. And then, sure enough, that ball went. It's only like 5 yards, and I got chewed out for that.
Oh,
Wow.
Man, I couldn't imagine catching a pass from one of those guys, man. That's amazing.
The coaches are the worst because when you warming up, sometimes, like I heard, a teammate, he played in Dallas. He said when they're warming up, like stretching before practice, coaches are throwing passes like while they're touching their toes, and they better come up and catch it, like throwing missiles at them.
Wow. Wow. And I
You
thought,
don't gotta get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boomer, thank you so much. This was so fun for me. I always wanted to be a quarterback. I thought that I was going to play football when I grew up, but it never happened.
Oh, yeah?
Can I ask one more question, though? Because I didn't get a chance. I was busy earlier. I'm sorry about that. Tell me what it's like now in where we in the mid-20s, whatever. How is like coaching now? Because like I remember like when I was coaching, I went to a private school playing football, and they would say anything, "You little son of a bitch,
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker." Like, but nowadays you can't, so everything's so PC now. You can't, like I've been called the F word, the N word, the anything.
Yeah.
So like, how is coaching now? Are they careful of what they say now?
In certain places, like if there's a lot of cameras around, you ain't gonna hear too much of that. But there are times where that stuff goes out the window. It goes back to old school. Like, look, this is your job. You ain't doing this. F this, F that, all that, MFer. Yeah. But they're definitely more conscious about it now because now they got players that walk off the field or cuss them out, cuss the coaches out. So it's like they kind of have to have a balance because I've seen players cuss a coach out when I was in the pros. I'm like, and they do that. He goes, "Well, I'll make more money than he does." I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So it's
a respect level with you.
Oh yeah, I'm old school. I'm just like him. Like coach tells me what to do, I do it. I understand. I don't talk back. Yeah. Now I want to, but I don't.
Right. Good parents, good stock. Boomer, looking at you just makes me smile. You radiate this bright light that I don't even know if you know is around you. Your energy is so pure and so genuine. Please never lose that.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And don't forget me, okay? Because
no, I won't.
I'm coming looking for you again, all right?
All right.
And them chicks, tell them chicks you got a big sister. And she don't play that.
Yeah, now I'm afraid my phone's gonna start blowing up since you mentioned it.
I'm not gonna put that on you. Thank you so much for your time, Boomer. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me on.
What up, Cherie? Heard across the world. Welcome to Cherie's World.